What is the last topic?
Bug life cycle.
Bug or a defect template.
What is it?
Bug or defect life cycle.
Defect life cycle or bug life cycle we discuss. By referring the diagram I given, any online team member, will you explain how you answer the question defect life cycle? With the reference of the diagram yesterday I given, will you able to explain a paragraph about bug life cycle or defect life cycle? Try.
Bug is defined as varied stages.
Repeat.
Bug is defined at various stages.
Bug life cycle finish. A bug will have various stages. It is called bug life cycle. You have to explain all the stages, right? Here. Yesterday, first I given one statement about what is called bug life cycle. A defect life cycle will explain various stages of a bug from its identification till its closure. The various stages are available, explained in the yesterday diagram. So you need to explain to the interviewer right from finding a bug new till closure of the bug closed, totally what are the stages in between. If you explain all stages of a bug from new to close, automatically you get the answer for the question bug life cycle. Let me give the notes about this diagram. Continue. What is the very first activity here as per the diagram? A tester identify a bug. Listen, a tester identify a bug. The identified bug will be recorded in a defect report template with a status called new. Take the notes about it. Soon after a defect identified, soon after a defect identified, soon after a defect identified by the tester, once a defect identified by the tester, if we are executing some test cases or I am doing ad hoc testing, I find some issue in the product. Soon after a defect identified by the tester, this defect will be documented. This defect will be documented. This defect will be documented in a defect report template. In a defect report template, with the status, yes, what is the status? New. Underline that new. In this bug life cycle, I am explaining you all statuses one by one. The first status is new. Continuation. All new defects are reported to developer. All new defects are reported to developer. Continuation. Developer verify this defect is valid or not. Developer verify this defect is valid or not. Developer cross-check the received defect is a valid one or not. Here there are two possibilities. If it is valid, developer will accept to resolve. Invalid, developer may reject it. Continuation. If it is valid, developer open the defect. Here underline that open, second stage. Developer open the defect. If it is invalid, developer reject the defect. If it is invalid, developer reject the defect. As of now, three statuses are covered: new, open, and rejected. Continuation. For any reason, defect postponed to the next phase. For any reason, defect is postponed to the next phase. Status updated as postponed. The status will be updated as postponed. So what is the other term used for postponed in some companies? Deferred. In place of open, some companies will use in progress. In place of postponed, they may also use a word called deferred. Continuation. If defect information not clear, if defect is not clear, developer hold the defect. Developer hold the defect. Underline hold. If the defect already reported, what is the meaning of already reported? Already available in the database. Once again, repeated.
Duplicate.
Already reported. Developer update status as duplicate. Developer update status as duplicate. Underline the duplicate. So these are the various possibilities during the defect analysis made by the developer. Soon after we find a bug, we report to the development team. Developer will cross-check the received one is valid one or not. If valid, open. Invalid, reject. For any reason, the defect is postponed to the next phase, postpone. Developer needs some more details about the bug, hold. The defect already available in the database, I am working on it. Again, I receive the same bug, duplicate. These are the various possible stages of a defect during the analysis made by the developer. Once this analysis is completed, developer will start fixing accepted issues, accepted defect, open defect. Next paragraph. Once this analysis is completed, developers start fixing.
Sir, once again, sir, repeat once.
Once this analysis is completed, developers start fixing open defects. Open defect meaning accepted bugs. Developers start resolving open accepted issues. Continuation. Once the defect is resolved, developer update status to update the status to what is the status? Fixed. Developer update the status to fixed. In place of fixed, in company some companies they also use a word called resolved. Right. Developer change the status to fixed or resolved. Continuation. Once all defects are resolved, developer compiles a modified build. Developer compiles modified build, release it to QA team. Once all defects are resolved, developer creates a modified version and give it to QA team. Next paragraph. What QA team will do now? Retest, then regression test. Continuation. QA team perform retesting on the modified build. QA team perform retesting on the modified build to confirm reported defects are correctly resolved or not. Reported defects are correctly resolved or not. The reported bugs are properly rectified or not. Continuation. If resolved, tester close the defect. If resolved, tester close the defect, underline close. If not properly resolved, what we do? Tester reopen the defect. If not properly resolved, tester reopen the defect. What is the next work? After retesting, we do regression testing. Take next paragraph. After retesting, tester performs regression testing on the modified build. Regression testing on the modified build. If any new defects identified, side effects, if any new defects identified, they will be recorded with the status new. The new problems identified in the updated version, again they will be recorded with the status new and reported to developer. Again, developer will verify the received defect. Same process will continue. And reported to developer, then the same process will be continued. What do you mean by same process here? Again, developer will verify the received defect is valid or not. If valid, open. If invalid, rejected. The same process will be continued until all defects are closed. So this is all about test execution and defect reporting phase. See, let's say we have created about 200 test cases to validate a product. We execute all of the test cases in the given build. Whatever the defects we have recognized will be documented and reported to the development team. We report the bugs using a template called defect report template. The developer resolve the issue, give the modified version, we do retesting, then regression testing. These process will be continued until all defects are closed. So this is all about test execution activity. Test execution, bug reporting together. Some people will say split the same into two phases. Test execution one phase, bug reporting is second another phase. Actually, it is a part of the test execution only. It's not a separate job. While executing the test cases, simultaneously we update the defect in the defect reporting template. I explained two phases together. We are learning software testing lifecycle STLC. So what are the phases involved in STLC? Test planning,
Test planning,
test analysis, test to design, test execution.
test execution,
Conducting smoke testing or sanity testing to make sure the given application is in a testable condition or not. Executing the test cases, defect reporting, retesting, regression testing, till all bugs are closed. Now my team members communicated to me, sir, in build number 10. See, 2 months back you started build number 1, 2 months back. Second build, third build, fourth build, fifth build number 10 today. Assumption the build number 10, all defects are closed, all test cases are passed, no test cases are under fail condition. Totally 200 test cases are planned, prepared to validate 40 business requirements. My team created 400 test cases to validate 40 requirements submitted to me. I checked, I reviewed whether these 200 test cases are covering enough to test our product or not. To test requirement 1, login, these 4 test cases. Okay, these 4 test cases are enough to test login. These 4 test cases are enough to test employee management. These 8 test cases are enough to test user management. I reviewed the test cases. 200 test cases are finalized. These 200 test cases are ensuring 100% requirement coverage. On the other side, they are creating the build development team. This side, you have written test cases and submitted to me. I verified, finalized. Yes, these 200 test cases are enough for testing the requirement. First version given. You executed all 200 test cases. Say 180 pass, 20 failed, 20 bugs are encountered, reported. After a week, you received the modified version, build 2. Failed 20 test cases are executed, retesting. Their connected areas test case also again executed. In the build number 2, regression testing. In the build number 2 status, 190 pass, 10 failed. We got a change request from the client. 2 more features are added. You have created the test cases. I verified. Again, test cases are executed. 1 or 2 defects still. Like this, build number 3, build number 4, build number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 2-3 months, continuously we are testing. First build is implemented only few requirements. Second build, few more requirements. Today we have build number 10, where all 40 requirements are justified. I verify all test cases status. 200 test cases are planned, prepared, approved to validate 40 requirements. Bill number 10, I verify the test case document status. All test cases status pass. All test cases pass, meaning it is a written proof. It is a proof requirements are justified, correct? All test cases pass, meaning all requirements are working as expected. If not, status will be failed. And I refer the defect report template. Last 2-3 months, there are about 40 defects encountered and documented. I am verifying the status. Every bug will have a status, right? All 40 defects, status is closed. No defect in pending status, no defect in postponement status, no defect in open status, something like that. All defects are closed. All defects closed. All test cases pass. Roughly, I do some end-to-end testing. I make a decision, enough stop testing and deliver the product to the client. The last phase of STLC, stopping the testing, test closure. When to stop testing. When to stop testing?
When all defects are
If
clear.
you feel tired, you stop testing. When all test cases executed pass, when all identified defects are resolved, retested and closed,
We'll
it
do
is a written
end-to-end
proof.
testing.
It is a proof system is ready to use. We deliver the product to the client for user acceptance testing. Make a note of it. Test closure.
Before delivering, we should do end-to-end testing, right?
Right. I already told you.
Sir, I have a question here.
Yes, post it.
So what if a bug is reported by the tester and the developer is not able to resolve it? Like, let's assume that it is a minor defect, but which is not affecting the functionality, but still it is a bug. So the developer is not able to fix it within the available time. So will we deliver the product and then look at it afterwards, or how does that work?
See here. Out of 40 bugs, totally 40 bugs are encountered. Out of 40 bugs, 38 bugs are under the status called close. Still, there are 2 bugs under the status called postponed. Postponed are under open status. Developer still working on it or postponed to the next page. 38 are close. 2 bugs, 1 bug is under open status, 1 bug is under postponed status. I check the severity of the bug. I check the severity of the bug. The 2 are low severities. Tomorrow we have a release. Tomorrow we have a release. There are still 2 bugs need to be rectified. Low severity bugs. Tomorrow we have to release the product to the customer. Already we committed something. This Friday we are giving the new version to you. If you are a manager, what is your decision? There are still 2 bugs to be rectified. 2 bugs are low severity, low impact bug. Tomorrow we have a release. If you are a manager, what is your decision?
We'll release the product.
We release. Because these 2 bugs do not have much impact on usage of the business. 1 week time available, next week. Then you ask your development team, at least by next Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, releases all week. Because next Friday we have a release. Simple. Got it? Understood?
So what if, yes, so what if it is not resolved in the next phase also? Like they are not able to
I'll
fix
go
the
for
bug.
other developer, I'll find the developer.
Okay, got it.
Not resolved, meaning 1 week of time given. If that person not able to resolve, I'll go for alternative resource, otherwise project lead will sit and do. Correct? If you are not compromising on this part, every week there will be a postponement of the schedules. If one person not able to do the work, for that reason there are senior persons, there are team leads. Sometimes even project, there is some schedule, releases, production releases. Till midnight also, early morning also they will work. If there is a release tomorrow. The last 2 days, all senior people also will sit. Because finally we have to give the release. Otherwise, client will not agree. Okay? Definitely there will be a solution to rectify it. Fine. So what is the topic? Test closure or when to stop testing. Test closure or you can also call it as test closure or when to stop testing. When to stop testing. One of the frequent last enter question. When you start testing, also when you stop testing. Entry criteria, when to start. Exit criteria, when to stop. Entry condition, exit conditions. Okay, first you tell me before this, what is entry criteria for system testing? Otherwise, I'll post in a simple manner. Entry condition meaning, if you want to go to a movie, what is the entry condition? Ticket. We need a ticket. That is the entry condition. When you exit, and the movie finish, we exit. Every work should have a time frame. Any work, we should know when to start, also when to stop. When to start system testing? Answer me. When you start system testing job?
After
Mock
development.
testing.
After software application is developed, then means
Preparing a log in future.
Listen,
When all the test cases and test cases and test scenarios are
prepared, reviewed, and approved.
approved.
There are two preconditions here majorly. There are 4 levels of dynamic testing: unit testing, integration testing, then system testing. Before I start system testing, first we need to make sure
White box testing.
100% unit testing and integration testing completed or not. Otherwise, the unit and integration testing is not performed. Directly we are doing system testing. It will really increase your time and budget like anything. One entry condition for system testing. First, we need to make sure 100% unit testing and integration testing is completed or not. The first precondition. Second precondition. I created 200 test cases to validate this 40 requirement. Initially, customer given this 40 requirement. System is built. We made 200 test cases to validate this 40 requirement. Before I start executing these test cases, make sure the requirements are finalized, still any changes to be incorporated. Because continuously we get the requirements from the clients. 3 months back, we collected the requirement. Based on the collected requirement, scenarios and test case and everything is prepared and system also built. Today I'm planning to start doing system testing. Make sure customer requirements are finalized. Also make sure whatever the test cases you have prepared are enough, verified and approved. Totally, there are 3 preconditions. First, make sure 100% unit testing and integration testing is successful or not. Then we start the next job, that is system testing job. That is one precondition. The second precondition, make sure all customer requirements are baseline, finalized. Still any changes to be incorporated. In between doing system testing is a waste of time. Yesterday we received a CR from the client, change request from the client to be incorporated. Today doing system testing is a waste of time. Make sure all customer requirements are finalized, no changes to be incorporated. Now I start testing the system. That is second precondition. Third one, whatever the test cases we created should be verified, reviewed and approved. So that if all these approved 200 test cases are executed and passed, all requirements are justified, that is the proof we can stop testing. These are the 3 preconditions. Okay. When to stop system testing? The interviewer may also post a question like this: what is exit criteria? Exit criteria, nothing but when to stop, exit from the testing. Tell me. All prepared test cases are executed successfully and passed. All identified defects are resolved, retested and closed. We can stop testing and deliver the product for user acceptance, UAT. Next level. After system testing, what's the next level? UAT. Maybe alpha testing at our environment, then beta testing. Finally, it comes under UAT post system testing job. Make a note. When to stop system testing? We can stop testing. We can stop testing. We can stop testing when the following conditions are met. When the following conditions are met. We can stop testing when the following conditions are met. When the following conditions are met, that is satisfied. So what are the conditions? Number 1, if all prepared test cases If all prepared test cases are executed successfully and pass. All prepared test cases are executed successfully and pass is the first condition. The second one, if all identified defects are resolved and close. All identified defects are resolved and close. So if these two conditions are satisfied, yes, we can make a decision, enough, stop testing, and we deliver the product to the client. So this is all about our second module, STLC, software testing lifecycle. Here, we learn two modules in our course. The software testing concept fundamentals and STLC, manual testing process. In the first module, all these three parts we have discussed. The second module, manual testing, nothing but STLC. What is STLC? What are the various activities involved in STLC? Test planning, analysis, test design, nothing but writing scenario, writing test cases, preparing data, RTM, test execution, bug reporting, severity, priority, defect lifecycle, and test closure. Defect management, nothing but managing all the defects properly in Excel sheet is nothing but defect management, defect tracking. Right. So let me introduce you this agile model. In the SDLC, I discussed very brief about agile. I given a very glance about the agile, but in these many days of our training, in the middle, sometimes briefly we have discussing about agile and all. Let us talk about the agile model. Take the topic, agile model. Agile model. Okay. In these many days of our discussion, what is your understanding on agile model? Agile model is a software development model. See, listen, agile model, the most popular incremental software development model. What is the meaning of the term incremental?
Adding.
We are not implementing all of the requirements at one schedule. Here, incremental meaning. One moment.
Sir, meaning we have to add more features per week.
Listen. Totally, there are about 40 requirements to be implemented in the project. 40 major business requirements planned to implement in a product. Instead of making one big schedule, 6 months of schedule or 4 months of schedule, to implement all features at one shot, the bigger work split it into small schedules. This week, maybe first week, out of 40, we implement these 4 or 5 features, 6 features. The second week, another 4 features. Next week, third week, another 5 features. Here we have to finish off all 40. A big project divided into modules first. Generally, any big work should be split into small pieces to have more clarity about doing the work. First finish this part, then finish this part, something like this. Now, in the first schedule, let's say 5 requirements implemented out of 40. In the schedule 1, first week. In the next schedule, we add another 5 requirements to the existing system, second week. The next schedule, we add another 5 requirements, third week. Slowly the project is getting incremented step by step. We are making a bigger project step by step. This kind of development process generally people call as iterative models or incremental models. Google company 30 years back, they started developing their platform. They started with only search engine option. The first version of the Google has only search engine option, nothing else. One blank white page, one text box, one button, search. There's nothing else. First version I'm talking about. They have the plan, but they cannot implement all at one stage. Slowly, anything need to be improved. Later, they added some more features, Gmail features. Again, they added more features, Google Maps, Google Drive, Google Images, Google Shopping, Google Meetings, Google Classes, everything today. Still they are upgrading. They stopped it. Today we have GCP, Google Cloud Platform, like Amazon. They're trying to compete with Amazon AWS. Like AWS, cloud servers, Google also built a very beautiful platform called Google Cloud Platform. So definitely down the line, AWS and this GCP will be having a tough fight, competition. Okay, anyhow, they started with only search engine option, added so many features. Still they are upgrading. Every day, they are working on it, they are upgrading it. If they stop, people will stop using the Google. That's the fact. What is the mobile we used to buy in the very beginning days?
Keypad.
Everybody knows. If you
Nokia.
ask, they know only one mobile, Nokia. Where is Nokia today? The very first mobile instrument, Nokia. Today there is no Nokia. Correct? The very first website, search engine website, Yahoo, not Google. In the internet beginning days, if somebody opened a browser, they first used to go yahoo.com, not google.com. Anybody. If they open a browser in the internet beginning days, first we used to go to yahoo.com, Yahoo Messenger, these kind of things. Today, almost people forget about Yahoo. There, less, mostly Google, because they forget to upgrade their product. The first mobile instrument company, Nokia, everybody using Nokia for that time. Later company, the Samsung, other people came into the mobile industry, mobile market. They directly started using smartphones. They introduced smartphones, touch phones. Still Nokia company is following GSM phones. Later companies upgraded, giving more facilities, more services. Simply people move to this Samsung. Okay, people will not have any bond with bigger companies. Correct? We are using Nokia. There's one more brand giving more features. Let's move it. Jump on. From the Yahoo, people have converted to, at that time, everybody has Yahoo mail ID. How many of you have Yahoo mail ID? Tell me. Everybody has Gmail ID. Correct? So, Once this damage is happened, you cannot get it back. If you keep on upgrading your product, then only people will stay with you. Otherwise, people will go to other competitive product. So finally, product need to be very frequently updated. For this is the reason Windows 1, Windows 2, Windows 3. Today we have Windows 11. Tomorrow you get Windows 12. If they stop upgrading, in between other company will come. Correct? So definitely every product need to be updated. Then only you can able to run the business. Otherwise, you have to stop it. 8 years back, our software testing course training is about 22 days. Same course is about 22, maximum 25 days. 8 to 9 years back. Because that time, if you know manual testing, enough. If you know manual testing is enough, only you have to say, I know about automation testing. That's it. Though you do not know, people will not worry. I'm talking about 10 years back story. We used to focus only on manual testing, not like in an extensive manner like today. Brief idea, because every company need testers, no testers in the market. Every student used to get offer letters. Every company need testers, there are no testers in the market. That is boom. Every company need test engineers, but no testers in the market. Nobody know testing. So if you know something about testing, take your offer letter. If you are able to answer one question, what is retesting, regression testing, we used to give offer letters. Because we need tester. Later we tried. First of all, the other people do not know even what is retesting and regression testing. This person at least know. No, that is it's about 14 years back, 15 years back. That is a strategy, recruitment strategy. But these many years, many people learned, many people started working. Because 15 years back, everybody knew to testing. 15 years back, everybody knew to testing. Nobody know testing. Our HR people will take some 4 or 5 questions from us. Same question they will ask. If you are giving the nearest answer, you are selected. Because this HR or person also do not know about testing. No, I'm talking about any technology, beginning days will be like this. Because everybody new to the technology. Some new technology coming tomorrow, how the people will know about it? Every employee is new to the technology. So they will stop. It takes some years to get settled on that. Like today, we are in the stable condition. In the beginning days also, we are not in a stable condition. 15 years of experiences. Many people learn, many companies are practiced, best practices are derived. Day one, there are no best practices. Because everybody is new to testing. Fine. So here, that time our content is explain something about software testing, 20-25 days. This is called manual testing. This is called scenario. This is how we write test cases. This is the difference between retesting and regression testing, smoke testing, sanity testing. And courses of automation testing, Selenium 2-3 programs. So just that, because that time we have Selenium or QTP tool that we have. QTP tool, Quick Test Professional, record and playback. You click record button, you perform operations on the application, automatically code will be generated. You just drag and drop, automatically code will be generated. It's a matter of 1 week of training on automation testing, 20 or 15 days of training on manual testing, training is closed. That is enough that time. As per that time market job requirement, that is enough. But today that is not enough. So we added content. That time we don't have Cucumber. Nobody know about Cucumber. TestNG, Apache Point, Selenium, Cucumber. So many things came into the picture because last 15 years, implementing. Now we have the best practices in the market. That content will not work out for today. That training also will not work out for today. If you go with that content, you cannot crack any opportunity. So improved. Content also improved. What I'm trying to highlight, anything need to be improved. Then only you can able to stay connected. You'll be staying in the market. Otherwise, you cannot run a business. This is a big mistake the Nokia company made and Yahoo company made. They realized in between damage happened. In business, you should not make one wrong step. If you made one wrong step, story close. Like in this 13 years of training institute experience, we never entertained one proxy and one backdoor. One record is enough to close. Only one record is enough to close, correct? Understood? Not today, even 12 years back also, we have never did it. One record is enough because it is a track. These people did it. Enough, one record is enough. Generally what I'm trying to highlight, if you want to do a business in a successful manner, your product need to be, your service need to be upgraded. What is customer is wanting today? What is in customer mindset? Accordingly, your product need to be improved. Then only you can able to sell the product. In this scenario, day one, I cannot implement everything. Let us start with these 40 requirements first. Let us make this e-commerce website with this 40 minimal requirement. Then we keep on adding it. If you decided, I have to build everything, then I have to start a business, you cannot start. You cannot start. First start. Then keep on adding the requirement. So in this scenario, Agile model will come into the picture. For every, running business, if I am creating a software application for a happening running business, you must go with the Agile model. Today, your business need only few things. I made it. Tomorrow, your business need more requirement. Product need to be upgraded. Day after tomorrow, again, you wanted more features, need to be upgraded. In this scenario, we two people are making a contract. 5 years, I'll provide a support, or at least 2 years, we have a deal. 2 years agreement between the customer and the software company. Customer given. Now, minimum I need this 40 requirement to start my business. First, make the 40 requirement. Then, keep on adding the requirements. In this scenario, Agile model will come to the picture. The Agile model is the most popular incremental software development model, most popular software development model used for developing big size of projects. Take the first statement. The Agile model, the most popular software development model, the most popular software development model, the most popular software development model used to develop big size of projects. Used to develop big size of projects. Right. So finally, Agile model will be opted for developing big size of applications. So what are the Agile model process actually? In this Agile model, one second. A big project will be divided into modules first. A big project will be divided into modules first. For example, let's say we are making a ERP application. Project name, Ready Labs ERP. You know, ERP application, what is ERP? Enterprise resource planning, who are the target audience? Bank will buy and use SAP, ERP? No, then who will use it? Manufacturing organizations. Their inventory, sales, purchase, warehousing, finance, accounts, human resource management. For a manufacturing company, resources meaning raw material, maintenance material, plant and machinery, funds, human. If you are able to manage all these resources in an efficient manner properly, then only you will get the margin profit, otherwise definitely it will be loss. Stock management, sales management, marketing, production and planning, inventory, procurement, logistics, finance, accounts, HR. There are so many activities. Such a big product we are implementing. You know how many modules available in SAP to your knowledge? Madam, you tell me. You said you worked in finance. Okay. To your knowledge, totally how many modules are available in SAP ERP? 4? No. In your SCM, you are talking about 4. I am talking about the whole ERP, whole SAP, 90 plus 100 plus. Inventory, one module. Procurement, one module, together called material management. Simple finance, accounts, finance, SAP, FICO. To learn one module, people are spending months of time. If you talk about development, it will take years. To understand what is, okay, how many months of time you spend to understand that SCM? Fairly. Just to understand what is available in this module, to use it, how many months of time you spend? 3 months, only to understand. What about developing the product? Correct? To understand the ready product, we are spending months of time. Then what about making the product? Right. For such bigger application, e-commerce, Amazon platform, customer module, vendor module, shipment module, accounts module. There are admin module. There will be multiple modules here. So when you talk about simple application like Swiggy, food delivery application, customer module, what we are using is called customer module. Then restaurant module, delivery by module, accounts module, admin module on the top. A big project divided into modules first. Module 1, module 2, module 3. Each module again divided into smaller components called sprints. By this time, you have to answer me, what is a sprint? Short period meaning maximum 2 weeks. A 1 week of schedule, a maximum of 2 weeks of schedule, plan to make 2-3 major business requirements in a project can be called as a sprint. Rather than making a lengthy schedule about 6 months, bigger schedule will be split into small schedules. This week, we develop these 2-3 major features. Next week, we develop another 2-3 features. Like this, short schedules designed or planned to develop 2-3 major business requirements in a project is called sprint. For example, total estimated time for developing this complete module, 3 months of effort. I'm talking about one module, 3 months of effort, bigger module. I'll call, supposing 1 week of schedule to make 2-3 major business requirements in a project. Next, another 1 week of schedule to implement another 3 major business requirements in a project. This short schedule is nothing but a sprint. Then the software gets implemented sprint by sprint. Kick off. Generally, we start the work. The first option is sprint planning. What is sprint planning? The Scrum Master, who is Scrum Master? The project manager, generally called Scrum Master. In Agile terminology, we call this person as Scrum Master. In cricket game, we call the flow leader as a captain. In rugby, we call the flow leader as a Scrum Master. Generally, the rules followed in the rugby game, similar kind of approach we follow in development here, same terminologies are introduced in Agile model, Scrum model. A Scrum Master, project manager will plan, okay, this week we develop these 2-3 major requirements. Out of 40, this week we complete 2-3 major requirements. The same will be communicated to the product owner, business analyst. BA will organize a meeting, give the KT about the 2-3 requirements to the team members, developers and testers. If they have any questions on the requirement, will be clarified by the business analyst. When the team member said, developers and testers said everything is fine, the BA will log off and Scrum Master will come into the picture. The project manager will come into the picture. Scrum Master will come into the picture. Supposing these 10 people are developers. She is the team lead. You 4 people are testers. You are the team lead. Now, After explaining the requirement, if they have any questions on the requirement, BA is clarified. Confirm to the project manager, sir, everything is clear. My end, the 2-3 requirements are explained. Only 2-3 requirements are explained, whatever plan to implement in schedule 1. Now Scrum Master will come into the picture. If I'm the Scrum Master project manager, I'll ask the project lead, by today evening, you come with a plan and approach. You come with a plan and approach, how to develop these 3 functionalities. You come, do not develop immediately. Requirements are explained. You come with a rough plan and approach, how to develop, how you are planning to create these 2-3 features. Now this project lead need to come with a prototypes, small diagrammatic representation. So first we make the home page like this. We keep the login section here. We keep this section here, rough prototypes, sample diagrams. Okay, now I'll ask the QA lead, by today evening, you come with a plan and approach. What are the major test cases and scenarios? You come with your test approach. Morning meeting organized. BA explained all the requirements to the team members about only 2-3 requirements, not 30-40, only 2-3, half an hour meeting, that's it. Generally, if your friends who are working will say, every day, morning 8 o'clock or evening 7 o'clock, I'll be having a client call, Scrum call. These are nothing but no physical meetings today, correct? That is whole story. Today only Skype meetings and Zoom meetings. Previously, we used to assemble. We have a discussions on meetings. Today, Skype call, Zoom call. Physical meetings are physical meeting, tea time, chai time are completely eliminated. Whenever the project manager, senior person decided, send a message to the team members by 2 o'clock we connect. Simply I call, I shoot a message, by 2 o'clock we connect. Connect using a Zoom. Explain the requirement, that's it. Today work is happening like this. Okay, now the project lead, end of the day, she come with a plan and approach. So this is how we are going to develop these 2-3 functionalities. QA lead will come with a plan and approach. So these are the major scenarios and test cases we are going to write. They're not writing just a plan and approach. These 2 people explain to the Scrum Master, project manager. Everything is fine, but in the home page, rather than putting the login section in the bottom, let us move on to left side. Scrum Master will give some suggestions and comments. Before making, not after making, correct? Before making. Once I approve, yes, proceed. Next day, they will start the work. The project lead will assign the work to their team members. Out of 3 features, she assigned the work to their team members. You develop the home page, you develop the login page, you develop the user registration page. The team lead will assign the work to the QA people. You write scenarios and test cases for requirement 1. You write scenarios and test cases for requirement 2. And here, clearly time deadlines are given, 1 day, 2 days. By tomorrow evening, code should be ready for these 3. By tomorrow evening, test cases should be ready. Again, a meeting organized. Again, a meeting organized. Whatever the code implemented by development team need to be demonstrated. Whatever the test cases you created need to be demonstrated to the Scrum Master. Once I check and review the code, see this output, then I assign the work in this. Okay. From tomorrow, you start executing the test cases and make sure by tomorrow evening, all defects need to be submitted. You take a daytime, 1 day time you take, whatever the defects you receive, resolve and give the modified version by day after tomorrow evening. Next day, 1 day, you do retesting and regression testing. Again, we have a final meeting by Friday. Monday, discussion started. Meeting organized. End of the day, approach is completed. Tuesday or Wednesday, code is completed for, code not completed for, we are not writing the code for 40, correct? Code only for 2-3 functionalities. Test cases only for 2-3 functionality. 1 or 2 days is enough. Next day, again a meeting. Test execution, bug reporting, bug fixing, retesting, regression testing, another 2 days. Finally, Friday, there will be a meeting, final meeting. Finally, all 2-3 functionalities are ready. Demonstrators come master after the testing. If I'm okay with the output, I'll connect to my client. I'll explain my client, sir, this week, Monday to Friday, this is the work we made for you. This is the output. See, your homepage will look like this. Your customers can create the account like this. Your customers can log in like this. They can able to reset the password like this. I'll demonstrate. Only 2-3 functionalities I am demonstrating. Here almost it is a kind of user acceptance testing. I am demonstrating, client is listening, viewing. Okay. Now client given 1 or 2 comments. This color is too bright. Why can't you make little light? This Facebook link and Twitter link are available in the bottom of the window. Why can't we move to the right side of the window? Okay, sir, no issue. Monday, rework. By Monday evening, again I submit. Client said, okay, keep it side. Plan next sprint, next 2-3 functionalities for the next schedule. Like this, continuously multiple sprints will run. Understand the point here? So in this scenario, first of all, no SRS and FRS. Only 2-3 requirements are planned to develop and test. The 2-3 requirements are explained to the team members via AKT. Continuation. In Agile model, a big project divided into modules then each module further divided into each module further divided into sprints. Each module further divided into sprints. Continuation. Then the software will be implemented. The software will be implemented the sprint by sprint. The software will be implemented sprint by sprint.
Please repeat, sir.
Sprint by sprint. A big project divided into modules first. Each module divided into sprints. Then the software gets implemented sprint by sprint. Whatever I said, whatever the draft I given, notes I given, this diagrammatic representation will explain the same. Quickly note down this. At first, a big project divided into modules. Module 1, module 2, module 3. Continuation. Each module further divided into sprints like this. Note down this diagram. Already draft I given, notes I given. First, a big project divided into modules, then each module further divided into sprints like this. Note down this diagram. A big project divided into modules first. Each module further divided into smaller components called sprints. Sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, and so on. Continuation. After this, what is the next flow? The software gets implemented sprint by sprint. Like this, see. Plan the sprint. How many requirements to be implemented in schedule 1? 4 requirements. Give the KG to the team members. Allocate the work to developers and testers. Development, testing, demonstrate to the customer. If customer said okay, keep it aside. Deployment is optional because only with 4 requirements I cannot make the project live for a business. Second sprint, another 4 requirement, together 8. Next sprint, another 4 requirement, together 12. Supposing by end of the 5th sprint or 10th sprint, there are about 40 requirements ready. System is in a usable condition. Now we make it live for testing, make it live for the business. Then slowly we keep on adding the requirement further after live. Very beginning builds are not deployable. If you get some minimal functionalities to run a business, that project will be deployed for the business. Take this diagram off. The software gets implemented sprint by sprint. The sprint planning. Plan the sprint 1, sprint planning. How many requirements to be implemented? KT given, work allotted, all it comes under planning. Developer will create the code. QA people will test it. Demonstrate to Scrum Master. Scrum Master is happy with the output. Explain to the client. Demonstrate to the client. Keep it side, then plan the second sprint. Like sprint by sprint, software gets implemented in multiple schedules. Venkat, stop recording.